But welcome back to the function. It's nice to be back. It's nice to finally have cold weather here.
Yeah, it's very nice. I'm so happy to not be sweating every time I walk outside. But whenever I walked to my car just now,
yeah, it was pretty cold.
It was cold as fuck. And I was like, ooh.
It just sucks because you just aren't prepared for it.
Yeah.
There is no gradual cold. It was 82 degrees 2 days ago, and it's now in the 30s.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But did you decide on an answer to the internet?
Yeah, I mean, just the next one.
Okay, what is...
You start with it?
I mean, yeah.
You're crazy, dude. You're
Do
crazy.
you have anything else you want to start with?
I was going to be like, how was your Thanksgiving?
Ooh, you know what I did like about Thanksgiving? My Thanksgiving was decent, but I enjoyed it the most because from online and just talking to other people, I found out we are not alone and that there's a lot more people who think Thanksgiving food is overrated.
I was about to move into that. Yeah, how was your turkey?
I literally did what I did every year, and I was mad because we had less of the fucking Hawaiian rolls than normal. And I hate Thanksgiving food so much. I literally just take turkey and break it off and put it into Hawaiian rolls.
Oh my God.
No, that's it. That's all I eat. I'm a child.
That's so good.
I do not eat any other sides, any dessert. It's just turkey sandwiches in Hawaiian rolls.
That's so good though. A Hawaiian roll. Oh man, I can go for one of those. Also, I'm really hungry.
Yeah,
I don't know if you could tell.
Yeah, no. That's what happens.
Yeah, so we fried a turkey again. We've only done it for 2 years.
Oh, I didn't know y'all fried the turkey.
Yeah.
Did you see the video that this fire department put on of like the dangers of deep frying a turkey?
Is it old? Like from few years
No, they
ago?
did it like this year.
Oh, then no.
It was really funny. It was just showing them in like high special effects rooms with like different like scenery, and it was just them dunking it in and the whole set catching on fire. It was really entertaining.
No. Well, okay, Dad has a pretty strong opinion on people who burn their houses down with Thanksgiving turkeys.
Is that a very popular thing? Is people try and deep fry turkeys and they just catch giant
fires?
fires?
Yeah, he's like you got to be either really dumb or pretty drunk, because he's like, just put it in at a normal speed, don't drop it, and make sure
also,
it's not
I feel
frozen.
like, do you need that? Make sure it's not what?
Frozen. If it's too cold, it'll cause a ruckus.
Okay. Well, I also thought like from all the videos they showed, I feel like they put way too much like fucking fry oil, whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like don't put that much because it's gonna, being that a turkey is a lot bigger than other.
That would make sense too.
It's like when you, it's just simple, I guess, displacement. I don't know. I don't science.
Yeah, that was great. Great job.
But
nice.
Yeah, it just.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, it was mid. I was kind of just like, the only thing I really liked was that my mom was like, and we have now entered the part of the year where no one knows what day it is. And I was like, you were fucking right on that.
True.
I thought it was Saturday 3 days in a row, and I was so confused.
3 days in a row.
I'm just now, if I didn't have work today, I still wouldn't know what day it was. It was just the fact that I have the set work times that I was like, okay, I now know what it's like to be on track again.
Yeah, it was when we were like on break, I just kept drinking at like 2. Okay, so here's the problem actually. I have never hated daylight savings time. I've always been like, it's whatever. Like I've just was so neutral about it until this year. This year I'm like, this thing fucking sucks, because I'll like do something during the day that doesn't take very long. Like, I don't know, I'll wake up at like 10, I'll go to lunch, and then it's dark, and I'm like, what the fuck? I didn't have any day. And so
what? How late do you eat lunch?
Like 2 to 3. I'm a late luncher.
Okay.
Anyway, but the problem, the reason it's a problem is because I'm like, normally I'll start drinking just before dark. It'll be
now it's dark a lot earlier.
And now I'm drinking at like 3 p.m. and I'm like, I'm kind of a degenerate. And so every single day I was just hammered by 6, and then like by midnight I'm just like super It's kind of nice though, because I'm waking up earlier, but like I just get so fucked up way too early now. It feels like.
I kind of have,
especially during a holiday.
Quarantine has made me like that more though, because I like still being able to get belligerently drunk and then still get up early. It makes me feel like I'm wasting less day.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess I am also starting earlier, so that is the trade-off.
Right. Yeah. It is like, that's the thing about bars having to close at 11. It's like I'm up early the next day, but I was just thinking, Like I wish day drinking didn't take up an entire day, you know?
Or at least you could still do stuff at night.
Right. In the morning, it's like that's the best time to drink. That's my favorite
That's
time.
my favorite time to drink is 9 in the morning.
Yeah, but then it's like
then the day is wasted.
exactly. If you drink
you
for
can try and be productive, it won't be close though.
If you go out at 8 p.m. and you stay until 12, like that's 4 hours. If you were to go out at 8 a.m. and stay until noon, you're doing nothing the rest of the day. Absolutely, you're laying on your couch and you probably are going to start having a hangover at like 6 p.m. and you're going to feel horrible. And then it's going to take you forever to go to sleep because you took 4 naps.
I don't know. I mean, I guess the last time I did something similar to that was whenever I went to lunch with Lily, and she was just like, "I'll get a drink," and then I was like, "Yeah, me too." And the next thing I know, I had like 2 or 3 gin drinks at lunch at like 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I'm drunk now," but I drank coffee right after, and I was not drunk enough to where enough coffee kind of counterbalanced it. And,
I just had a brilliant business idea.
What?
So you know the brew pitch week is coming up. Brew's coming up actually in January.
Interesting. Brew, are you going to sponsor us?
Oh yeah.
Are we going to turn into an entrepreneurship podcast?
Brew, the best place for coffee and entrepreneurs. That'd be there. That's our slogan.
Is it coffee themed?
No, but it should be every year.
Okay, I was like, I know what
it probably is actually. It's Baton Rouge Entrepreneurship Week. Huh?
I said, did Community Coffee sponsor them?
Oh, I
makes
bet.
sense.
Yeah, they probably should.
But
yeah, it's Baton Rouge Entrepreneurship Week coming in January. It's usually in November to our, non-Baton Rouge listeners. But yeah, that gives me a great idea. A bar that's only open from like 6 a.m. to noon. And like you get up early as fuck and you start pounding them. So now you have the full time that you'd be at a bar. Normally you'd go at like 8 and you'd leave at 2. You have 6 hours where it's like, okay, you wouldn't go at 8. You'd probably go like at like 10 or something. But because they moved that back so much, now you have to leave at 11. Let's just make it all the way in the morning. You start at 6 a.m. You just get sloshed. And they're just playing club bangers too the entire time. And all the windows are blacked out. It looks like it's nighttime. And then you come out and it's like it's like one of those things where you go into a movie theater and then you come out and it's like still daylight except 10,000 times worse. You're like, what the fuck?
I don't think I can invest in that one.
Dude, it's a brilliant idea.
Mainly because the degeneracy part of day drinking is not going somewhere to do it. It's like sitting in our front yard and drinking beer or tailgating. Tailgating is like literally my favorite.
Whatever, dude. When I just make so much crazy money off of this, I don't know. I'm not sure who would. Connor. This is perfect for Connor.
Connor would be your sole investor.
Yes. Connor would be there every day, right after class.
Yeah, you just get home from a 7:30 and be like, "Oh, I need a drink."
Be like, I need something to do. Anyway, yeah, back to Thanksgiving. I also had turkey. I was also equally disappointed. Not disappointed, but I can't be disappointed. I wasn't disappointed because I didn't expect anything.
Yeah, I guess that was it. Is I had no expectations because I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah, it's just so. I was talking to Dad after we'd eaten. I'm like, man, turkey just like it's not all that good. I'm like, I prefer ham way more. I prefer every other Thanksgiving food, like dirty rice, all that. It's just so much better. And he's like, me too. I'm like, so why are we making it? Like, why is this becoming a tradition? He's like, because I just take the whole carcass and make a gumbo out of it. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Okay.
So, there's some method
why don't you just
behind the method,
make
whatever.
Turkey gumbo?
That's the point, yeah.
No, but why can't he just, do you need to serve it for Thanksgiving? Or can he just put it in a gumbo?
I guess you could do that, yeah. I don't know. Tradition, then I'm not sure.
I did watch the Thanksgiving episode of South Park last night, and the History Channel got involved. And halfway through the episode, you realize they're completely ripping off the first Thor movie and making it Thanksgiving themed. It was basically the History Channel was convinced that aliens were a part of Thanksgiving. And
nice.
Stuffing hadn't been around before Thanksgiving, and then it just magically appeared. So they said aliens brought it. And then Cartman convinced all the guys to do their report based off of that. And whenever the History Channel found out, they recorded them saying all the stuff that they were like, how did you know? And they're like, we got this from your show. And they were like, can we record you quoting you, and it just showed they were all PhDs from DeVry. And then the part it got to Thor is they were talking about there was a stuffing shortage, and then you just see there's this it's called Plymouth, and it's this other planet, and it's set up completely like Asgard, and it's and then there's a neighboring like planet that's they are at war with, that is the Indians, and then it's like basically one of the pilgrims crash lands to Earth and then runs into Natalie Portman, and then that's whenever you officially realize it.
Okay. Okay. Speaking of DeVry, which craziest thing to say. Speaking of DeVry, today someone said something. We're talking about just app ideas, whatever. I just finished the chat from Mentor, and it's nice as fuck. It looks just like iMessage. Anyway, so we're like, let's just make a chat app like Kick or something like that. And someone's like, or you could just use, like, it's like Omegle, like we can just make an Omegle. So, anytime someone mentions Omegle, you have to go on Omegle.
Really? Is that?
Yeah, whatever. Yeah,
I guess for the sake of app development and testing your market, yes.
Yeah, no, because I just thought it'd be funny. So I went on Omegle, and so I don't know if it's always been this way, but Omegle now has like you can put keywords that you're interested in. And
probably smart. There's probably a lot of complaints that have come up because people have gotten not that.
Yeah. So I put in anime, and if you put in a college email, you can match with someone who's like out of college. So the first person I matched with is from DeVry University. It was devry.edu. And they said what's up? And I said, hello, ooh woo, something along those lines. And they said, and I think they said, oh whoa. And so I go, it's me with Matthew and George next to me. So it's like all three of us talking to this person, and I go, RP ? And they're like, what does that mean? And I'm like, I'm not surprised that you don't know what this means. But I said role play. That's what RP is to the audience.
Make sure to comment RP in the comments. Get that algorithm going.
And he said, or he or she, I don't know, said, oh hell yeah. And I was like, oh no. I'm like, I didn't mean to get into this. And so at that point I give the keyboard to Matthew, and he goes, I don't know. I don't remember even how it started. Basically said like nuzzles up against you or something like that. It just started getting so creepy.
No.
He was being like very just like flagrant, and the other guy was like totally responding, like other person, whatever.
Jesus.
And so we started getting more and more like ridiculous. And so he's like pulls out the kibbles and bits that I had saving for you, and it's like, eat up. And he's like, yes master or something. And so, and then he's like, I guess we're a furry now. He's just like, grabs you by your tail and yanks you back towards me. And he's like, oh, not so hard. And I was like, okay, this guy has to have a limit at which he's going to stop playing along, because like, this is ridiculous. I'm like, there's no way we just found a random person who's just this into role playing.
Which is also why it's scary, because it's during the day.
It was 3 p.m. It's like 2 p.m.
If it was 2 p.m., then this dude's limit is a lot longer than the average person.
Yeah.
So that's scary.
This guy from DeVry, Mr. DeVry University. And so after like, I don't know, probably 10 minutes of this, I'm like, I want to see how far this guy will go. So I literally put in like an asterisk. I'm like, Abraham Lincoln, former president, walks in. And then I put, after that, I'm like, I say, former President Abraham Lincoln? And they respond with, what? And I was like, oh, finally, I've broken him. And he goes, he says, how about a threesome, master? And I was like, oh, holy fuck, he cannot be stopped. So I had to leave at that point.
You let him win.
Yeah, I did. You're right.
Damn.
He asked for a threesome with Abraham Lincoln and a furry. So,
that's pretty rough.
Yeah.
It's a good way to start your day.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Makes me feel confident that you relate to the recording this due to that. But.
Yeah. The whole thing was, well, we talked to a couple other people. But that one was probably the shortest. We talked to someone, but by far the most intense. Like we talked to some other guy. His name was Oil. Yeah. People called him Oil Spill. And so I said, my name's Diesel. And I said, my friends call me D's, and he said D's, and I said D's nuts.
Oh damn, that's good. That's good. That's good.
And I was like, oh, get fucked. Anyway, Omegle's such an amazing place. Such a
I'm surprised it's
magical
still around
place.
and
Yeah.
people still use it.
I'm surprised. Yeah, they're paying for the servers. It shows you how many people are online. There's like 55,000. It's insane.
It's impressive for 2 p.m. on
Yeah.
a Monday.
Right. That's what I was saying. Anyway, so I'm gonna remake Omegle, make it cool again.
I just want, you know what I really just want is I want iMessage to, especially because Instagram does it now, and I've complained. I first want iMessage to just completely rip off Discord and all of their features. That would make my life so easy.
That would be nice.
I wish they also just took the WhatsApp thing to where you could swipe on a message and it'll like pin it
Oh,
and
yeah.
you can reply just to that message.
Yeah.
Because there's so many times where people are so out of sync and they're just, and you just like send a text and then they respond and then you gotta send it and then they
Yeah.
respond. And it's just like,
And you're like, yeah. They're like, my grandma has a kidney stone, and then they're like, do you want to go to lunch? And you're like, yeah, that sounds cool.
that your grandma's
Never
kidney
mind.
stone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
exactly what it is. For all the
Whatever.
grandmas out there with kidney stones,
Sorry.
Omegle will help you. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying.
I do.
All right, let's answer the internet. Sorry, I actually have to pull it up. Oh, here we go. Okay, so our last one was, oh my god, our last one was ages ago. Was the Marry Fuck Kill. Okay, so the next one you have 2 buttons, and you can only press one. Button A means you instantly get $1 million, or button B, you have a 50% chance to get $100 million. This one's pretty wholesome.
I would definitely do the $1 million.
I agree.
I would normally, if it was any other, if it was the scenario slightly different, I would probably take the chance for the coin flip. But I feel like the more money you start with, the easier it is to make it into more money.
Yeah.
So like compounding when you start at $1 million is a lot easier than if you start at 1,000.
Yeah.
So I think I would have a better chance trying to grow the $1 million into is it 100 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would easily. I would trust myself into turning $1 million into 100 million.
I also, if you think about it, it's like if you flip it, coming from the other side, it's either like if this said take away $100 million, 50% chance. Maybe that doesn't make any sense. Never mind. What I was gonna say was bad, but yes, I agree. I think it's like a 50% chance to just do nothing, which is fine. Like I'm not extremely unhappy or something, and like gonna kill myself because I have no money. But like, instant million. Come on now.
I don't know. I don't know, because I'd being that of the nature of it, I would be so sad to immediately have to give 50 million away. So I don't really want to.
What do you mean?
I'm thinking of it as a game show, and they tax you like
yeah,
fuck ton.
It's not a game show.
At least 50% on a game show. So
Also,
I was just thinking, hey, you have 50% chance of getting 100 million, but you will guaranteed have to pay 50 million in taxes.
Okay. The other thing is, actually, you know what? I think I'm going the 50-50 because I'd rather, I don't know, because it's like if I got $1 million, it's like everything that I want to do with a shitload of money, I can't do with $1 million. I could live fine for like a while off $1 million and like invest
I would not change my life at all. I would literally invest all of it. And
but if I'm pressing
buy
button
anything.
B and I get 100 million, I'm spending so much money, and like I'm balling out a little bit, and then I still have $90 million. And then if I don't, then I'm just back. I'm like, wow,
and
that'd
then
be
you
crazy
get to say
if I got
the rich get richer.
Yeah, I'd be like, oh, the rich get richer.
Bring them back.
Yeah, I think I've changed my answer.
So I kind of want to save the food one for the end.
We can do that.
So the Taylor Swift thing, I don't know if you saw this. So Ithaca Holdings, which is Scooter Braun and
gang.
it's the Carlyle Group as well. they bought the record label for that she was signed to, that own all her masters. Which
I didn't realize that's what happened. I thought, okay.
See, that's why I also hate, because they're trying to spend it to like defend Taylor Swift. Obviously, she's the most valuable. Like, her master is the most valuable outlet, but like Florida Georgia Line is signed to that same label, so it's not like it's just Taylor Swift and it's like a vendetta like she was claiming it was. It was, I mean, yeah, she had most of the value was tied to her music, but like Florida Georgia Line, and I think there was another country artist that was signed to there that I knew, that I was like, oh damn, they aren't even talking about this at all.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's been like hardly a year, and they sold it to Shamrock Capital for $350 million. So, I mean, I think they made like $50 million in like under 2 years, which is not a terrible flip of your money.
I could deal with that. That's
and they're still able to get some money, and like, it's not like they're done. They're gonna get some. So she's super mad. But on the upside, I think Shamrock Capital is allowing her to re-record her music.
No, nice.
But I don't know if she's still going to do it, because I mean, there's probably still a bunch of hurdles. But I thought this was interesting because it really shows the value of this, and the fact that they're also apparently using this to make money off her merch too. I didn't know that she didn't get the right to do that, so that was the big thing. Two, Shamrock Capital was started by Roy Disney, so.
Is it Mr. Disney himself?
That was Walt's brother.
Oh,
he was the one who ran the business side of Disney.
Walt, that was stupid.
So it started by that, and their whole thing is like they have a private equity fund, but they have a content fund to where they just invest in like stuff like music masters, and they just have a whole fund dedicated to that. Also, not necessarily a smart business decision, because it was like a $400 million fund, and they spent $300 to $350 million of it just on this.
Yeah, that seems like seems like putting all your eggs in one basket.
That's pretty horrible portfolio management. But I thought this was interesting because I think it'll be interesting because they're willing to work with Taylor Swift more.
Yeah.
But also to see. I feel like it's a pretty ballsy move to just go re-record your whole thing. And I also don't know how well that will be and how well it will work out.
Yeah.
I know we've talked about this before, but I wanted to touch on it just because we have been following this.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I don't know. It's kind of like if she couldn't get anything done with whatever Scooter Braun's boys,
Razor Scooter.
Yeah,
Braun.
with Razor Scooter and gang. I feel like it was kind of against Scooter Braun, and it's like I don't think she's.
That's where I saw
much.
this whole story. It's like it was Scooter Braun's the bad guy, Taylor Swift is the victim, and that was the whole thing. When it was like it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like it doesn't really matter anymore because, it's not like Shamrock is trying to screw over. But, she was at least able to make people think that Scooter Braun was trying to screw over.
Yeah, and I mean, it also goes back to it's like music masters are really just an investment. I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but like I'm pretty sure, fact check me if I'm wrong, the comments section, but I'm pretty sure one of the biggest money makers that Michael Jackson did was whenever they were running into financial trouble, he bought the Beatles masters. And then Paul McCartney went and came back later and bought them for a fuck ton, and like he made a lot of money doing it.
Yeah.
But there's value in it, and it'd be great if artists could keep their own, but that's the trade-off you get when you sign to a record label,
right?
Or at least on the terms that you do. So,
yeah. Well, speaking of good music, I'll talk about the 6ix9ine doc a little bit.
Good music? Oh, I thought you were talking about My Beautiful
Oh,
Dark
damn. That'd have been better. Oh, fuck. I cannot believe I missed that.
I can't believe you missed that.
Sorry.
So this was 2 weeks ago, so it's kind of late.
Yeah.
But it was the 10th anniversary, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. I think it's an amazing album. Unlike everyone else, I mean, I don't think it's Kanye's best album. I think it's definitely top 3. But I don't think it's his best album. But I still think it's a really good album, and I think it's overshit on. That's, I think, my biggest issue is I think
I'll shit on it all day.
Because people are like some people are like, this is the greatest album of the decade. I don't know. I don't even know if people say that. I just think
they say it's best album of all time. I've heard that.
Really?
Yeah. On HTT, hip hop. H hip hop Twitter. Yeah. HHT.
HHT.
That's me.
My biggest thing though with that was like, it doesn't matter if it's this or anything else. I feel like anytime there's an iconic album that comes up, Kendrick stans just take to Twitter and they're just like, it's not To Pimp a Butterfly. To Pimp a Butterfly is the greatest piece of music that has ever existed in the entire history of music.
There's been a lot of Kendrick praise. Like, I don't know, a lot of Kendrick fans just really getting into it.
They've been making me mad. Like, so mad.
So annoying.
I'm just like, yeah. First off, I'm like, To Pimp a Butterfly is a really good album. I still think it's hard to classify it as it's also hard to compare, I feel like, to a different style.
Yeah. It's a concept album too.
Yeah.
You know, that's the whole thing about it.
But it just makes me mad that it's like they aren't letting anyone have fun or have any other opinion.
It's so bad because it's like it just kind of feeds into itself, you know, as well. You know, just everyone on hip hop Twitter agrees. Except for the people who don't, and the people who don't are not going to say anything because they're just going to get slandered.
Yeah.
And then they cause other people. The more they talk about it, the more people are going to be like, "Yeah, you know what it is."
Well, also the other thing is, I'm gonna say it. I like My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy better than To Pimp a Butterfly.
I like Good Kid, Mad City more than To Pimp a Butterfly. I think that's okay.
But it's also because it's like To Pimp a Butterfly. If you have to listen to it all the way through, really, to enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's only like King Kunta is like, and like All Right are the only two songs I can think of off there that I'm like, I can just pull those up and listen to them solely. Mm-hmm. I can't just like, you know what I'm really in the mood for today? The Blacker the Berry. And just get really into deep racial discussions.
Yeah.
My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy at least has fun songs. Got some bangers. It's not gonna make me sad. It's not like I'm like, oh yes, you. When Kendrick Lamar is crying over all his friends dying while he was on tour and he didn't get to see them, it's just like, that's what but yeah.
That makes me happy.
It was just making me
Monday
mad
morning.
that they were ruining.
What I've seen a lot of recently is people being like, oh, dude, you can't, I don't know, okay, maybe this is not exactly the same conversation, but it stemmed from it. People were like, you can't criticize Kendrick Lamar's, projects that aren't his albums because, they're not his albums, like he was just learning, and everyone's like, yes, so is everyone else. Like, you can criticize him because you criticize anyone else's. And also, well, okay, I don't know. I read that recently, and then someone was like, oh, so you're going to criticize Friday Night Lights? And they're like, yeah, but it was basically an album because he had more resources. I'm like, bro.
Oh my God. See, I hate Kendrick stans now. They are actually my least favorite stans.
Sorry if y'all are not super into, hip hop for this segment. We usually try to save it for the end, but this is right at 30.
But no, fuck Kendrick stans. I'm actually really done with them.
Yeah.
They're just like it's also the fact that it's like it's different music. It's almost like, do you enjoy listening to music or do you have to be sad every time you listen to music? Because like the other thing they do is they make. I'm very biased in this scenario because I'm a huge Drake fan. I enjoy Kendrick Lamar a lot. I don't listen to him as much as I used to, but also he hasn't dropped anything in a while.
Right.
But I still enjoy listening to Drake, and anytime people are like, Drake's the GOAT, they're like, let me tell you something.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
And then they'll just proceed to quote Mortal Man. Just the whole 12-minute song and just...
I don't know. I think it's just kind of like, it's kind of a lost cause. Hip hop is like such a, I don't know, gatekeepery kind of
thing. It is,
thing.
and it's pissing me off now. Because it is the biggest genre out right now. It's making me really mad, even though it's the genre I listen to the most.
Yeah, it's so gatekeepery. It's so like, what's the word? Like tribey, It's like you're either in this one or this one. It's just
like, can't just listen to all of it?
Nope.
No. Damn.
No.
So switching it up back to the 6ix9ine documentary. Did you ever go back and finish it?
No, I want to though.
Okay, so Connor and I finished it. It was very interesting. So one of the things that I think is they obviously are on the wave before everyone else but there is just something about the era of SoundCloud rap that we grew up on that they just blow up big in Eastern Europe first. And that makes me so happy because it fits, especially for 6ix9ine.
Yeah.
Hearing 6ix9ine that so there was this company called like Fuck Them or whatever, and it was like basically there was this like fucking Slavic they're from Slovakia or Slovenia, I don't remember, one of the Slavs. He was a UFC fighter, and then he took his money and he started like a music management company called Fuck Them.
Nice.
And they found 6ix9ine, and he had a huge like growing crowd in Eastern Europe because, I mean, of course they listen to screaming trap music.
Yeah.
So they were like, we like this guy, and they brought him. He did a couple shows there. And that was interesting, and it reminded me very much of like I recently told you, like in the Lil Peep documentary, he was hardly like he was still
it was in Russia
online,
or whatever.
But he had a huge presence in Russia, and his first shows, he did like a 6-show tour in Russia, and those were his first shows he had ever done. So, and it's also crazy seeing it's like these people have never traveled outside of their town because they have no fucking money because all they're doing is making music, and then next thing they know, they go to a completely different part of the country or the world that doesn't speak the language.
Everyone's like, yes.
Like I'm wondering how that feels like to just be like 6ix9ine. I've never left New York, and then ta-da, I'm going to Slovenia.
Yeah, all the Slovenians are just like Slav squad and just like.
So that was that. It was, I guess. I want to say, so being how we talked about this whenever the album came out, we talked about how this 6ix9ine is the persona.
Yeah.
And it's just a character. And his baby mama was talking about how he would switch back and forth, but like as he blew up, it was like the lines were being blurred and he was just becoming the character.
Yeah.
So that was very apparent, seeing how he was in like early interviews, and then right before he went to jail because of, I did not realize how I remember him doing stupid shit with the Bloods, but then I didn't realize that he was doing the actual dumb gang shit that he was. I was like, it's one of those that it's like if he took a step back and obviously looked at it from now, he'd be like, why did I do that? But the documentary was overall good. It felt like it fucking went on forever, as you briefly remember.
Yeah.
It was weird that the way that they filmed it, and it was like as it went on further, they would show old interviews. But it was weird seeing it because it was just like they're kind of filming this like he died. Like it's like one of those that this like a post-death die.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, they did such a good job of that I was like, damn, it sucks that he died. And I'm like, wait, he's not dead. He's not dead. Why are they talking about him like this?
Because they were gonna release it right after he died, assuming that he was gonna, and then he just didn't.
Yeah, I guess it could have been it. They're like, fuck, he didn't die. But
guess release it.
They did make the good point about how one of the things that helped him get on early on is people were like, he was basically like, hey, my music isn't good, but I know how to get clicks, and was basically just like, I'm better at marketing than. And then that's whenever he kind of just like leaned into doing literally anything that he possibly could.
Yeah, that makes sense.
To get famous. And yeah,
he did pretty well. Like the thing is, he kind of was the king of it.
Yeah, I mean, it just sucked that he. Well, first of all, another crazy thing I didn't know. Treyway was like an actual like entertainment company that was in the neighborhood, and like they knew some people who were in the 9 Trey Bloods, but they were not affiliated at all. It was the fact that Shoddy just kind of was a friend and just like showed up, and basically the whole thing was that he acted as a father figure for 6ix9ine, so then that's what got him in. But I mean, they showed a bunch of clips of them just being obviously fake, and they were just using him, so that was that. But
damn, it's fucked up.
don't know if you have anything you want to say based on what you saw, or if you'd rather wait till you finish it. But
I'll probably finish it like pretty soon. But yeah, that I don't know. It's kind of sad. Like, kind of sad that. Well, I guess it's not really sad anymore. He's not dead.
Yeah, he's not dead.
No, it's just kind of sad that it would have been sad right when he went to jail, but now he's just kind of out and like doing this.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that was kind of fucked is that his baby mama was just like, he's not a good dad. But, well, it was just like the fact that it was like when it's convenient for him.
Yeah.
He was just like, oh, I have a daughter. Don't send me to prison. Let me go take care of my daughter.
Yeah.
And she's just like, bitch.
That's fucked up.
So that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's a reason he's disliked, I guess. But, separate the art from the artist or something. You know how it'd be. Have we talked since never mind. Just kidding. We had. Never mind. We don't ever talk about football, but.
I just think it's hilarious. The only thing I want to say is.
That was rough.
It was Sadie's. Wait, what?
That was rough.
No.
Oh,
like how awful LSU did this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
I was about to bring that up, but
and we're about to get absolutely crushed this weekend against Bama.
I hope that all of our players opt out for the rest of the season. Hope everyone does it. They're going to drop 70,000
They're going to hit Alabama
points.
Alone will hit the over.
Yeah. The over is going to be 120
just for Alabama.
And the spread's going to be like 120. Like it's going to be Alabama plus 120.
Goddamn. Yeah, you're right. I thought you were talking about fantasy.
Okay, yeah, we can talk about that.
For fantasy, one thing that was super interesting for me is I just thought it was funny that our friend Megan's daughter, Sadie's birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday, Sadie.
And in honor of her birthday, Megan's team name is Sadie's mom, and I went and beating her by like 70 points the last time I checked.
Happy birthday, Sadie.
So I was like, oh, happy birthday, Sadie. I'm absolutely obliterating your mom at fantasy. So, Megan, if you're watching this, get fucked. And happy birthday, Sadie.
And happy birthday, Sadie. Dude, I did pretty well on one team. I'm losing to you on the other, actually.
Oh, yeah. That's the other one. I was just not as impressed by that because my team in Circus League absolutely went off.
Yeah.
What's the score right now?
For us?
Yeah.
140 to 128 because you had Derrick Henry that popped the fuck off.
Yeah.
Dalvin Cook didn't do anything.
Yeah.
The one hilarious thing is I was looking at some point Bryant had Tyreek Hill. I don't know if you saw how many points Tyreek Hill got. 57 points. Yeah.
Oh my God.
There was a point yesterday when Bryant, if he didn't have Tyreek Hill, he's playing Dom. If he didn't have Tyreek Hill, he would have. If Tyreek Hill had scored 30 points, he still would be losing to Dom. But he scored almost 60.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that was absurd. You saw Jake Paul body Nate Robinson?
Yes.
Awesome.
We watched the last round because the LSU game just ended, and then we tried to throw on the stream for the fight. That's crazy.
Yeah. Actually, I was gonna say
Jake. I loved seeing the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr. fight. Jake Paul. That fight was the best. That was by far the best of that night.
I don't care about two old men duking it out.
Well, do you know how quickly he knocked him out?
No.
It was a minute and a half into the second round.
Wow. I would say I want to be like, oh, that's awesome. I love a good knockout, but I'm like, no one was rooting for Jake Paul. There were so many.
I was.
Why?
Because I think Jake Paul would be. Yeah, he's still going to be an asshole, but I feel like the asshole persona makes more sense on a boxer than it does on a YouTuber.
He's just so annoying.
He is so annoying. I'm not disagreeing with that, but I would rather at least because then here's the other thing. Then he can go get his shit rocked by some real fighters, and that's what I would like to see.
That would be fun.
But I would. He made Andrew Schultz made a really good call about this. Is that he is a good fighter.
Yeah.
I mean for the class and state he's at in his career, Jake Paul's pretty decent. He's a pretty good fighter.
Okay.
From what I've seen, it's not like I'm not trying to compare him to Floyd Mayweather. But he was saying that he should fight other athletes and rappers and keep doing this because they keep trying to clown on him, and he obviously just put Nate Robinson in his fucking place.
Yeah.
and he was like saying the versus battle that I'd rather see is Jake Paul box Gucci Mane, some shit like that. Especially because I think he'd have a chance with that. But
is Gucci Mane big anymore?
He's still shredded. I mean, he's not big. He's just cut.
I remember that album cover he did where he's like huge. Where he's standing on the cars, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't he shirtless on that?
Yeah.
And yoked?
He's shirtless on a lot of his albums, so
Yes,
that's why I was
yeah.
kind of confused. But
yeah, pretty yoked on that one.
So that was interesting. Also, of course, Jake Paul is dating someone even hotter than previous.
Who?
He's Julia Rose. I think that's her name. Do you know who that is?
No.
Have you heard of Shag Mag?
No.
Oh, do you remember those
Shag
two
Mag?
girls? Do you remember those two girls who flashed?
Yes.
The MLB
Yep.
Picture?
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
her.
knew that name, but I couldn't. Yeah.
That's her.
I know her well.
Yeah.
Even.
Yeah. Also,
Yeah.
I'm just impressed that like recently she popped back on my feed, so I was like, she's hot. I'll follow her, of course. I guess Instagram just does not like take her photos down, or I guess she just doesn't get reported because it's just like I can see her nipples just in the lingerie or everything. It's like this is the most revealing content I've ever seen on Instagram, and it's just not getting taken down.
I think Instagram is getting a little more lax. I've been seeing some ludity where I'm like, this feels. Oh, speaking of ludity,
is it ludicrous?
No, not at all.
In the nudity?
Huh?
In the nudity?
Yeah, ludicrous nude. You saw Ludacris's nude? No. Well, actually, never mind. That's not that interesting of a topic.
Okay.
It was just really degenerate. But yes, no, I agree. I think Instagram has gotten a little lax on their nudity filters. Also, we were talking we were talking about business ideas today, and Shane was like, "What if we do like a DeviantArt type thing? You know what DeviantArt is?
I don't.
DeviantArt is basically a platform for artists where they can put up their art on the internet and people can like see it and like, you know, they can talk or whatever. Basically, it's like a social media for artists. And the problem is people on the internet really like to draw naked things, whatever. And so a lot of it ends up being fan art or whatever, like fanfic art and stuff, naked characters, and a whole lot of furry porn. And so Shane was like, what if we just make like DeviantArt, except it's like we have like stronger filtering, like nudity filtering and stuff. And we were like, no one's going to use that. Only furries use it anyway, and if you take off the furries, you'll have zero user base. It was like Tumblr. It's like when you took off porn off of Tumblr.
They lost all their core users.
Yeah, when you take furries off of DeviantArt, it's just a failed platform at that point.
It's like if you tried to make a Reddit PC.
Yeah.
It would just go to shit. But,
Yeah.
Anyway, the Mike Tyson fight though, very interesting. Mike Tyson looked pretty dangerous at 54 years old.
Yeah.
Also,
I mean, he would kill me probably.
Yes.
I think I would die.
The fight was boring though because it was two rounds and they couldn't seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, there was like the fifth round I remember was like very exciting, and the rest of it they just kept holding each other, and I was like, nah,
lame.
Still insane though. Mike Tyson is like, I want to say he's like 50-4 or like 50-6. Wow. Out of his 50 wins, 44 knockouts. Out of those 44 knockouts, 20 of them were in the first round.
Oh my God.
He won. Yeah. Did you know he also won his first heavyweight title at 20 years old and then defended it for 13 years?
Yeah, someone told me that. It might have been you, but
yeah, that man's insane. So, I had to back it up because Blake and Connor were just like, "Oh, Roy Jones Jr." I guess on top of that, the most entertaining part about it was Snoop Dogg was narrating it.
I saw that. That was so funny.
Just like this just white dude announcer, and then Snoop's just like, "Hit him, motherfucker!" Hit him.
That's so funny. Yeah, that was like the biggest part. Nobody even cared about the fight. Everyone was just like, Snoop Dogg is the greatest announcer of all time. That I think I'm just kind of sad for Bob Minery. You know, he's built this. Bob Minery's the guy who like does fake sports commentary.
Yeah.
And he's just like super, just like
over the
vulgar
top
and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm like, y'all never even gave Bob Minery a chance, and you're letting Snoop Dogg commentate.
Well, Snoop Dogg also did a performance. Like he performed music at the fight, so
he's also way more famous.
Yes.
So like, fine. But,
yeah.
Bob Ender is the guy in all the Buffalo Wild Wings commercials. If you ever see a Beat Ups commercial,
no, because
he's
I
the
just
voice.
See it and I'm like, fuck you, give me Pluckers.
Okay, well he's the voice behind it.
Okay,
that's like his biggest thing to date, I think.
So this was something very quick that I learned, but throwing it back to it. So apparently Obama gave. I don't know how it came up. It must have been on like the 60 Minutes or whatever interview he did recently, but he talked about how he has officially given his blessing to Drake to play Obama in an Obama biopic, and Drake has also separately said he studied how Obama talks and has been for years because he admires him a ton and would really like to play him.
Why?
And wants to be prepared. He's like, I haven't gotten a call, but I want to be prepared if you do. So I just think that's funny that now that both sides have said that, there has to be a movie in the works.
Yeah, I kind of hope so. That'd be hilarious.
I
I
would
feel
love to
like
see Drake, not an American.
Michelle.
Well, he is an American citizen. I forgot his dad's American, but but yeah, that
I'm Obama. He would just say that every scene. He'd walk in and be like, "I'm Obama."
They just have blue face too about. Yeah, that was not.
I hope that's
really huge news. It was just something very funny. Interesting that I was like, this would be very interesting if it played
out. I'm just imagining like Drake's just playing Obama, but like Obama's also in the movie as Drake. They just play each other. He's like, this is my favorite rapper.
That would be so stupid.
And Obama does a performance as Drake.
Oh my god.
That'd be ridiculous. Yeah. Speaking of Obama a little bit, did we talk about Between Two Ferns last time?
No.
Well, we recently went back and watched all the Between Two Ferns, like a bunch of them. Well, I guess we watched a bunch of them too.
Well, we watched the movie.
Yeah, we watched the movie. We watched a bunch of Hunters, and I think it is so funny. I don't know if they're actually joking or not, but so many of the guests are like genuinely so like uncomfortable or just like leave. Like it's like almost Eric Andre level. I think they're all joking because it's all actors basically.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree. No, okay, no, it all is staged because think about this. You can't get Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
No, I agree with those.
And not tell them what's gonna happen.
I definitely agree with those, but like Ben Stiller's was so convincing. I get that he's an actor and could have just made it convincing.
I know Steve Carell's still
so
my
fucking
favorite, but
I wasn't gonna say something like, "Oh, whenever you do a backstroke at the beach, do people scream shark, shark?" That one's so good. But Ben Stiller's
Evan Almighty.
Oh, what do you say? Evan Almighty? Oh, it's so fucking funny. But yeah, Ben Stiller's was so convincing that he was like actually pissed that he was like, I'm done. Like he's like, I'm leaving. He just like gets up and walks out. And I was like, I cannot tell if that one's because Eric Andre, you can tell because they're not actors, you know.
It's just also like, they don't tell them. But
exactly.
At this point, everyone knows what they're getting into.
Yeah,
but they don't tell them what they're doing.
Like when they had what is it? The model, you know, Instagram model.
Just which one? Because he had a whole segment where it was like Instagram or the.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was like hot models of Instagram.
Oh,
it was like a whole segment where you just have a bunch of them on.
I don't know. There was the one who like she got thrown up on or something. Or I'm thinking of.
No, you're thinking of. She's like a famous. She owns a cosmetics company, and she's famous from that. And it's the one where he threw up on the desk and slurped it back.
Yes. Oh, dude, that's so gross.
He talks about that. It was oatmeal in a cup, so he went to drink out of his cup. There was oatmeal in it, and he just spit it out. And then just slurped it back up. And that's what it was.
That's disgusting, but that's very.
He
funny.
talked about that in an interview, but
it's not like that. Because that is so intense. Like the guy with the... just so many good bits. And like they walk in and the guy's like hanging by the hooks on his back or whatever. And they're just like... that was the girl. She just walked out immediately. Like she walked in, saw that and just walked out.
Yeah. Freddie Gibbs has one. It was on the newest season. I want to watch it.
Oh, dude. That'd be so funny.
He's just like hanging from a latex suit. And it's just like, what the fuck is happening? But,
oh, man.
One thing I think is funny is it's the most Eric Andre thing ever of just like trapping people and making them feel bad. They walk into his house. He talked about how he has a urinal in his house. Or he might just have urinals in all of his bathrooms. And then women always show up and they're like, "That's so sexist" or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, he's like, do you know how much gallons of water I save a year because I have a urinal?" And they're just like, "Oh, okay."
Does he only have urinals?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, he just either has it in one bathroom or he also has it in like next to all the toilets. And
that seems like a good idea. Sometimes I don't feel like,
yeah.
I don't moving the seat up or down, I guess.
Yeah.
You don't have to aim as well. And you know me.
It depends.
I'd have to sit down. Normally I'd have to sit down, but I don't have to sit down in a urinal. It doesn't matter if I've got bad aim.
That's true.
I just kind of put in the general direction. What I need is like a shower for peeing. The whole thing gets flushed.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can move on. What were you saying about his house?
Oh, that was it.
Urinals? Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So I finished this today, and this might be one of the coolest motherfuckers ever, but it might be because I'm such a mob nerd. But Gianni Russo, Jake sent me this interview and I never heard of this guy, and I've researched a ton of because and he was on Valuetainment. I don't know if you know Valuetainment. It's like an entrepreneurship kind of businessy YouTube channel. It's like he's got like millions of subscribers. Okay. Patrick Bet-David is the dude. Go check him out if you. But he did this whole like thing where he just kind of like was like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna interview all these mobsters." And then
amazing.
just
sorry, I'm distracted with this fly.
Yeah, no, it's been annoying. So I got it. But this
I
dude. He wasn't a made guy, so that makes sense. But he lived probably one of the most interesting lives.
What is a made guy?
Ever.
Like he wasn't like made, as in he wasn't rich, or does that mean something
No,
else?
when you're a made guy, that means you have taken the oath of Cosa Nostra, and you are in the mob, like officially, like you are an official member of the mob. But to do it, I mean, you can't be anybody. You have to be like Italian. They got to be able to trace your lineage.
We talked about this.
You got to be able to do all the. You basically get hazed into it. But it's like classier because they're Italian.
Classy hazing. Yeah, you're drinking like Hendrix and tonic and like cognac instead of beer.
Oh, yeah. Lots of red wine too, or just wine because they're Italian. Yeah. But anyway, so this dude, he started getting this connection to the mob through Frank Costello. He was one of the big mob bosses in New York. Dude was like such a G because no one knew he was a mobster because he was just like super peaceful and just like very smooth in the way he did things. But he started with that. From there, he started working for him. He met he was doing errands for him as a kid in like high school, and he got written up and they were gonna like arrest his parents if he didn't start going to school. So he told Frank enrolled him in this like beauty school because he didn't really have to go, but he stayed because there was nothing but hot women there because it was all these women coming in to get their hair done in New York. Well, eventually from there he did something, ended up starting to do Marilyn Monroe's hair or whatever, and basically talked about how when he was massaging her head, this is what he said. She started moaning, and as a 16-year-old kid, he just got hard, and it was like just hitting her in the back of the head, and then she kept requesting him. And then basically he said he fucked Marilyn Monroe at 16 years old.
Wow.
So it was that, and then a few years later, he became friends with Frank Sinatra. Through the mob. He had never acted before, and then sold himself to be one of the main characters in The Godfather. And then from there, he was about to get kicked out of the movie because Marlon Brando didn't think he could act, and then he yelled at Marlon Brando, and Marlon Brando was like, "You are a really good actor," and then became best friends with Marlon Brando.
Wow.
And then through his further mob connections, he became friends with JFK and was hanging out with JFK because of his dad and his connection to the mob. And then the final interesting thing was he owned a club in Vegas, and it just so happened that there's this girl who was at this club that he saw that was like might have been getting raped or getting kidnapped by this dude, and he started fighting with the dude, and then the dude tried, and then he ended up killing him in self-defense. Turns out that dude was part of the Medellin cartel, and they got really mad, and I forget what the thing is called, but they were going to kill him as like revenge because it was like the Hispanic version of, or the Latin version of like, he was a made guy, so they kill people who kill. Anyway, they're going to revenge his death by killing him. So he was like, all right, set me up a meeting with Pablo. Let me explain my case. And then they tortured him for 3 days just to find out that he was in the Godfather movie. And he was like, how come you didn't say that? That's one of my favorite movies. And then he just like treated him well, sent him back to America.
Oh my God.
So yeah. And he's done. He had a bunch of other crazy shit, but I'll link that interview below. That was a crazy interview. And for
That's
a dude
insane.
that I have never heard of in relation to the mob was fucking crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Wow, what an interesting guy. What a life, you know?
Yeah, that was the thing is he was just like, Patrick Bet-David was just like, if 10% of these stories are true, you have lived the greatest life. But yeah, I mean, he talked about how he's one of the few people alive who has personally met and spent time with every single mob boss, like famous mob boss in history in the U.S. mob. So
how old is he?
He's in his 70s.
Jesus.
Because he was like 14 when he started meeting these people, so like he was super young. But yeah,
damn,
he's met John Gotti. I mean, all these people. But anyway, are you ready for the what I think will be very interesting?
I'm well ready.
So this is definitely the first time this has ever been done. No one has done this before, and it is ranking. Do you want to even rank them, or do you kind of want to just critique their ranking of this?
Yeah, let's just critique theirs, because ranking it would be too hard to visualize.
Yeah, that's true. So we're going through. This person ranked. It was like fast food and just food mascots by their ability to fight.
Yeah.
And how well they would do in a fight.
Right.
So do you want to start at the bottom, or do you start at the top?
We can start at the top. I'm starting at the bottom. I mean.
Okay, so helpful objects, not fighters. I don't know what the one on the right is, but the hamburger helper glove.
Hamburger helper glove. I think this is not exactly correct. It depends on how big the hamburger helper glove is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna Google that.
I mean, if you could slap the shit out of somebody with it, I would believe so.
If he's big enough, I mean, he's got, you know.
Okay, so this one says food, so I'm very confused. It just says the Pillsbury Doughboy, the Apple Jacks. Apple and cinnamon thing. I don't even know what the thing to the right of that is. And then it's one of the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I feel like people are downplaying the Pillsbury Doughboy. I don't think he would do well.
Yeah.
I don't think he should be considered food.
Oh my God, this looks so fucking good. I'm just looking at hamburger helper.
You're just looking at pictures of hamburger helper.
And I really can't find the mascot anywhere. Okay, well, then, you know what? I'm thinking he's a regular glove size. He's not going to do shit.
So it says animals with no combat experience. The Nesquik bunny, 100% agree.
Yeah, but the Trix bunny, I feel like he could fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd agree.
But I think I'm gonna beat him. Like I'm gonna kill him. I'll snap his little neck.
The Honey Nut Cheerios bee.
I mean, he could sting me once and then what? He dies.
Yeah.
That's what bees do. They sting you once and they die. And I don't want to kill a bee, but you know, still I will.
So
the what's
Tootsie
it called?
Pop?
Yeah, Tootsie Pop, whatever. Owl. I'd crunch him like he does the lollipop at the end.
The Vlasic stork, I think, could hold his own.
I agree.
Storks are pretty
peck. Yeah, I mean that's.
He can peck the fuck out of you.
Yeah.
If he's got
definitely more that I think he's better than. No, not better than an old man though.
I would say he's better than an old man. It depends on the old man.
Yeah. No. These old men are pretty. You know, pretty good. The tuna. It depends on where we are. If we're in the water, that's a loss.
Yeah, that's true.
But if we're on land, I can take him.
He looks like a tiny tuna. I feel like he's not a big tuna.
Let's just assume he's regular tuna sized.
So if he's fucking huge. So he's way bigger than
really big.
Per
but I'd beat the shit out of him if we're on land.
They eat more chicken.
A cow can beat me. I'll die to a cow. Do you know cows kill more people per capita than like most other animals? something like that. I don't know
Probably
exactly.
There's more of them around humans.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Because you're
solely think
pushing
it's
them
because of
around
that.
and you're killing them and things.
So now to the old and feeble.
Yeah, it's just old dudes.
I agree with all of this except for the Chef Boyardee. I feel like
What? I think Quaker could kind of fuck you up. He looks like a big dude.
He probably is, but I feel like he's just too old and too beta-y.
What? I feel like both of them are pretty equal.
Chef
Chef Boyardee can definitely fuck you up.
Yeah, I was like, Chef Boyardee, come on. He looks like a big dude.
I think the old and feeble, I think at least Chef Boyardee and Quaker Oats guy should be way higher. Because the next one is Harmless, which is like the Wendy's girl and like the Rice Krispie guys. But there's 3 of them, and they can kind of...
I would put the Rice Krispie guys above the next one, the Mostly Harmless. I don't think the M&M boys
the M&Ms
would do
can't do anything. Put them at the very bottom. They can go with helpful objects. The very bottom.
Also, you know who should be higher? This fucking icy polar bear.
Yes, animals
have killed and will kill again.
The icy polar bear should be higher. The other animals, I don't know if I believe them.
I can't see really what these are. The Cookie Crisps. If you're treating his addiction, I can think he'd fuck you up.
Yeah.
Because he's like a crack addict.
Yeah.
But it's cookies.
Right.
I recognize the rooster. I don't know what it's from.
Yeah, I don't remember what the others are.
I don't remember what that frog is from, but I recognize it. So animals fighting for something greater than themselves.
I mean, okay, I think Tony the tiger should be a far higher. He is...
Yes.
He's dangerous.
With Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Yes, Charles Entertainment Cheese should be
definitely scary and hiding something. I'm gonna be honest though.
Toucan Sam should be further down.
I think the Vlasic stork would do way more damage than Toucan Sam.
Toucan Sam can be with the old and feeble, or the animals with no.
Oh yeah,
experience.
I'd agree with that.
And the what's he got? Who is he?
Cocoa for
Cocoa Puffs. He can stay there. Yeah.
I feel like. I don't know. I feel like the Cookie Crisp dude is a lot more threatening than the fucking Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs.
They're pretty equal.
While
at least.
He's also a drug addict level of dangerous, he also seems as useless as the squirrel from Ice Age.
I think Cocoa Puffs bird should go down a ranking. He should be at. He shouldn't be. He's not that scary. Dangerously cheesy category. Only one, of course. Chester Cheetah. He can stay there. A cheetah would fuck me up, I think.
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like they completely copied his aesthetic on Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, he's cool as fuck. I wouldn't want to fight him. And then he
probably won't want to fight. He would be the dude. He wouldn't do any of the fighting. He just snap his finger and then send some goons to fuck you up.
Yeah. Men attuned to the arcane arts, which is Ronald McDonald and the leprechaun. The
Lucky
Charms leprechaun. I don't know his name.
Lucky Charms the leprechaun man.
Yeah. Lucky. I bet that's his name. I would lose to these, I think. He can do magic.
Who do you think would be worse though? The Lucky Charms dude or Ronald?
Okay, Ronald is a grown ass man. And like we'd be pretty even. I think I beat most. First of all, actually, I beat Ronald over me beating a tiger, like a gigantic grown-ass tiger. So I'm moving him way down. Mm-hmm. But a person who can do magic, I don't know. You know, like what if he just fucking snaps his finger and murders me, blows up my head?
I don't know. He was easily defeated on Rick and Morty.
Who?
The Lucky Charms. Do you not remember? Let me get my shimmy pipples or whatever they did as the completely rip off the kids just cut his stomach open. So the next one, men of military background, in parentheses, combat trained.
Well, I'm probably going to lose to these guys.
Okay, so I think I would definitely lose to the Little Caesar pizza boy.
He's got a spear.
Yeah, he's got a spear.
So just based on his weaponry, yeah,
he would definitely beat us. Also, I think he's little, so he's young. He's agile.
Yes.
He's also trained in Roman combat.
Yeah.
Being that his name is Caesar.
Right.
He might not be Roman, but he is trained in Roman military combat.
Yeah. He's weaponized. He's got pizzas on him. He's got calories ready to go.
What are we doing against Captain Crunch? Because even though Captain Crunch, obviously, if it was a ship battle, he would probably beat us.
Yeah.
But I feel like
it's not Admiral Crunch. You know, he's not necessarily a.
Well, he's definitely a ship captain.
He is.
Look at his
uniform.
Look at his uniform. Unless he's a French military officer.
Okay. He can be Admiral Crunch for this. The thought experiment. I think I'm losing to him.
But I would put him down in the old and feeble because I feel like
that's true.
I feel like Chef Boyardee would fuck you up way more than he would.
Yeah, if it's just him, yeah. No, there's not
Burger King though.
Burger King would kill me.
Yeah,
he's the king of burgers. You know, he's got something going on.
But I mean,
he's a grown ass man. He's not super old. You know,
I don't know. I feel like he's got more class to him. I feel like if you're comparing his biggest competitor, Ronaldo McDonald,
yeah, but
I feel like Ronald has like scrappiness to him. He's just
probably
a fucking broke clown.
But he's a king, you know. He probably was trained in hand-to-hand combat in case things ever got nasty, you know.
Yeah.
Like I think he's got it against me.
So the next one, I'm actually disappointed. I think this one should be second or tied for first. It is freakish strength but zero technique, living weapon, enforcer of the powerful. The Kool-Aid Man.
The Kool-Aid Man.
I think the Kool-Aid Man could fuck almost every person up on this
list.
Just
bust through walls. Like literally, he just busts through any wall, which is deadly. I imagine.
Yeah, if he can do that, the amount of force he can apply just by running into you.
I don't know who the vampire is above him, but
Count Chocula.
Oh, he's definitely going above Count Chocula.
Yeah, they put a fucking vampire. Count Chocula is not that threatening.
Yeah.
A guy who busts through chocolate out you? That's just racist. Come on, cereal brands, get your stuff together.
Kool-Aid Man is going to destroy you
easily.
I accept the top two. The next one is
really the Green Giant. The next one is not your first choice. They even labeled it in the category of he is 55 feet tall.
But the sun.
It's not the sun in the sky, is it?
I assume. Yeah.
I guess you can't. How do you even fight the sun?
You don't. You die.
Okay. Well then this list is fucking rigged. But
the sun. It's the top of the list. It's S tier. It's like double S tier even.
S for sun.
Yeah, sun tier.
I don't know. I'm wondering. So I watched Deadpool last night, and seeing that this girl, one of the mutant girls who just looked like a regular girl, was able to fucking beat the shit out of let's say Colossus. Is it Colossus? The Steel Boy?
I know who you're talking about. And
yeah, it's Colossus.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes.
And I was just like, okay, seeing the way he busts through walls, I bet the Kool-Aid Man could knock the fuck out of the Green Giant.
The Green Giant really is gigantic. He's a giant. He's 55 feet tall.
Yeah, but okay, it's not the same, obviously, height comparison as the girl versus Colossus.
I bet he could.
I bet he could. Yeah. I bet if he got him, I bet if he could like put his shoulder into him.
How do you defeat the Kool-Aid Man? Pour out his Kool-Aid?
I guess you got to crack the.
I don't know if Green Giant could do that. He might. Kool-Aid Man might be invincible.
Especially if he can bust through walls and his glass body doesn't break.
Yeah, he might be invincible. So like that does change things.
Real question: do you think the Green Giant could throw the icy polar bear at the sun and they could thaw it out, or do you think he doesn't have enough icy to put out the sun?
I think the only people that have any potential of defeating the sun is like Lucky of Lucky Charms, because he can maybe use some magical prowess on it. But I imagine that he probably can't, because he is small and
yeah, I'd agree.
He's just a what is he?
A leprechaun?
A leprechaun, that's what it is. I couldn't think of the word.
I didn't know what word you were going
Yep,
for.
that was the one. Unless Icy Polar Bear has some magical powers I don't know about.
He's probably like Frozone, but with different colors and flavors.
I don't think he beats the sun. Well,
that was it.
I think that's our list.
Do you have anything else?
No, I don't think so.
Well, cool. Make sure to
rate the video, comment the video.
Do all of the stuff that will get this algorithm going. Please support us. You can go to Anchor. You can subscribe to a little subscription. Keep allowing us to do this. We appreciate all the fans. We have merch. We will be trying to make more. And yeah, share this with everyone you know. And we'll see you next week.
Peace.